We all have that one space in a room that we often overlook. You may think that it's odd, but in reality, a lot of people encounter this problem in their own spaces. That's because most of the time, we live in our rooms first before we design them. And because of that reason, design becomes an afterthought. If you're new to this channel, my name is Emmy and I'm an architect, designer, and entrepreneur living in the Philippines. I've been using this room for more than a decade now since I was in my first year of college, and because times have changed, my use of the room and the way I work within it also changed along the way. For example, how I use the room when I was studying is very different than how I use it today as I'm working from home. As a result of my ever-changing design of the space, I consistently neglected this one corner of my room, which oftentimes serves as my catch-all area where I would put my bags, my clothes, infrequently used gear, and many other things that were not organized well. And for that reason, it started to become a recurring problem for me as I never got around to finding a solution to finally keep that space tidy, organized, good-looking, and functional. So today I want to walk you through my design process, the tools that I use, and how I turn my room's awkward corner into a multi-purpose area that serves my daily needs. Beginning with step 1, which is the design process. I usually start my design process by taking a photo of an existing space and sketching over it. I find that this process helps me overlay my ideas in an instant. The next thing that I think about is how I actually use the space overall. I ask questions like, what do I usually do when I'm in the space? How often do I use this space? Is it a high or low traffic space? Asking these questions allow me to visualize the outcome of my final design. In architecture practice, we often interview our clients to better design their spaces for them to match their existing habits and enhance their overall user experience. After assessing my needs and how I plan to use the space moving forward, I came up with a clear goal in mind. My goal for this space is to accommodate my hanging clothes and have a drawer storage for functional items such as my clothes, outerwear, bags, accessories, and everyday carry. The next obvious step is to measure the space. After getting my measurements, I hopped on my desk and created a sketch floor plan on my iPad mini and a 3D model so I can further visualize the design before I make my first move in the actual makeover. After clearing this space and being able to finally gather my thoughts, I created a list of items that I will need to realize the design. For my storage and coat rack solution, I opted for the Nordli drawer from Ikea in the black colorway. This immediately solves the storage problem. Next, I plan to put a Skadis pegboard to hang some of my frequently used small items and to organize them properly without cluttering the top of my drawers. On top of the pegboard, I placed a Mosslanda floating shelf which can serve as a display rack for miscellaneous products or pictures that I can switch up from time to time. I took a trip to Ikea and started building the space. During this process, I also had the opportunity to change my bed to a larger one. It was the perfect time to make major changes actually. Building the shelves were a little challenging in the beginning since the drawers come in 3 boxes, and because of this, it's hard to say which one should come first. In order for me to translate my design into reality, I needed the right tools for the job. I've always been a fan of power tools, but in my years of practice, though many of them do the job and function well, as a designer, I noticed that not a lot of them actually look good. And to me, that matters a lot. Fortunately, my friends over at HOTO reached out to me and sent me their brushless electric drill. Its design is one of a kind because not only does it function well as a cordless electric drill, you can also interchange its receptacle and turn it into an electric screwdriver. Charging it is also a breeze because it also features a USB-C charging port, providing fast and reliable charging, obliterating the need for bulky batteries. It features a screen which indicates the level of power for the drill's rotation. With this main tool for the project, my DIY process became much easier. After the drawers were built, I checked the levels and flushed them against the wall. Because the wall has sockets, I provided an extension cord so that I can still use the outlets hidden behind the drawers. It's now time to mount the pegboard. A great tip that I learned from my father is if you're drilling a hole, especially on concrete surfaces, it's great to use a glass drill bit to act as a preliminary marker so it's easier for you to drill using the stone drill bit. After drilling the pegboard and the floating shelf, I started putting up my accessories that would hold my items. The drawer to the left is where I stored my clothes. The first layer is where I put my shirts. These are mostly t-shirts and my shorts. The next layer is where I stored my collared shirts and some polos, which I frequently use when I'm going out or during conference calls. The last layer was dedicated for all my trousers and some denim pants. In the future, I also plan to use its top surface to hold my record player, but for now, I think it's a great surface for shooting top-down shots and products I unbox and review. I got this idea from one of Matthew and Sina's videos, which I'll link up here. The drawer to the right is where I put most of my everyday personal items like body sprays, scents, my watch collection, self-care essentials, and the like. I also dedicated the drawer for some of my bags, and the bottommost part was dedicated for my socks, underwear, belts, and face masks. Sitting on top of the drawer are my clothes to be hanged, and next to it is my daily backpack of choice, which is the Air City Pack. It took me one weekend and a few days off to work on all of these, and I must say that I am satisfied with the outcome. Sometimes, all it takes is for us to sit down, assess our habits, think of creative solutions, and use the right tools for us to improve our spaces. Having spaces that are well thought of, well designed, and beautiful to look at can greatly improve our productivity, quality of rest, and overall quality of life. Here's another look of the before and the after. I hope that this design process can give you inspiration to work on your space as well. Thanks again HOTO for sending over your brushless electric drill. If you're interested in picking up one for yourself, you can visit their website and use my code for a 10% off on your next purchase. Or you can click on my affiliate link in the description down below. Doing this will support me and can greatly help my channel so I can provide more videos like this for you and some of your friends who might enjoy the same content as you do. If this video was in any way helpful or added value to you, feel free to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell to immediately see more of my future videos like this, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter for more. See you in the next one.